5 tips for writing cash-producing ad copy. Hi, Lee Casano here from ReprintWritesBiz.com. Copywriting is a skill that is easy to learn for some people. If you know your product and are excited about it, and you know your type of customer, you can do pretty good. For the newbie wanting to create their own web page or product descriptions, these tips will help you get started, will help them get started. But it is something that you absolutely must master if you want to make money online promoting your own stuff or doing it for others. Unless, of course, you can afford to spend thousands of dollars hiring a well-recommended freelance copywriter to do all your ad copy. Fortunately, learning to write effective ad copy isn't really all that difficult. There are a few things you can use to learn to write effective copy. You may not be a master copywriter overnight, but you can vastly improve your skills with just a few quick tips. In this short video, we're going to learn some basics for writing really good sales letters and classified ads. You can use these tips and build on them as you learn, and eventually you'll be writing the kind of professional ad copy that could make you rich. So let's get started. Tip number one is the headline. The most important part of any sales letter is the headline. This is because this is where you hook the reader with a promise. People don't read, they skim, looking for something of interest. An effective headline has the power to grab the reader's attention and interest them to read more. A poorly written headline won't grab the reader's attention nearly as well as a good one. They say headlines should generally be 10 to 15 words, maybe 18 words long, written in a larger font, and can be in quotes as well. Quotes are said to increase response because it makes people read the headline more carefully. Headlines should also typically be written in red because red really stands out and gets noticed. I highly recommend split testing several different headlines to see which one gets the best response. You can easily find a list of 100 winning headlines online. Go through these to find one that fits your product. Testing headlines, though, is vital if you're doing paid advertising. You want to split test a couple at a time. Try to beat the winning one with each test until you are satisfied with the maximum results. Also, when it comes to writing classified ads, you can use a winning headline as your classified. You might have to shorten it a bit for word count purposes. Tip number 2. Benefit versus features. Many copywriters focus on features rather than benefits. Customers don't want to know the features of a product as much as they want to know what the product will do for them. Features are good, but they aren't really enough to get someone to buy. But you can easily turn features into benefits. Benefits are what make people really care, what most people really care about. Sure, they also want to know the technical specs of a product or service. These justify their purchase. But what they really want to know about is what the benefits are. Here is how to translate features into benefits. Like a feature is built-in calorie counter. The benefit would be never go over your daily calorie count again. Feature, glow in the dark buttons. Benefit, never lose your remote in a dark room. Feature, vibration setting. Benefit, don't miss an important call because your ringer is turned off in a meeting. Any feature can be turned into a benefit with a little creativity. Speak benefits to your audience and they will respond better. Tip number 3, graphic devices and font styles. When it comes to web pages, reading long blocks of plain text is incredibly boring and really hard on the eyes. It's important to break things up a bit and make them easier to read. Many people prefer to skim. Their eyes skim over a page and pick out things of interest. They can easily do that if all the text is similar. They can't easily do that if all the text is similar. Excuse me. If it all looks alike, it's just there's nothing standing out. To break things up, you should use various graphic devices. You can use things like bullet points, which are great for calling attention to benefits, and different types of font styling like italics and bold. You can also use styles like underline and highlights to call attention to important text. Tip number 4, language. You should try to be as descriptive and exciting as possible without using a lot of technical terms. You'll obviously want to make sure your text isn't boring, but you should also take care not to use a lot of big words that your reader may not understand. When you use technical terms, many of your readers won't understand what they mean. For example, instead of saying 10 megapixel resolution, you should say something like super sharp images every time. Try to write as though you're speaking directly to the reader. Don't write as though you are writing an advertisement. Instead, pretend as though you're writing a letter to a good friend and you're excited about telling them something. Don't say top of the line microprocessor brings blazing fast speed. Instead, you could say this computer's so fast it'll process commands faster than you can blink. Those are benefits. Tip number 5, swipe files. One of the best things you can do is put together a swipe file of effective advertising and use it when you need something good to fit in your ad or sales page. All of the top copywriters have swipe files they can turn to for ideas and inspiration. After all, everyone needs a little help now and then. Looking at examples of winning sales copy is perfect for getting your creative juices flowing. Bonus tip, always proofread your copywriting out loud so that you can see how it reads. Please subscribe below for more of my upcoming videos and see my live links at the bottom too if needed.